Alright, Northern Woody here again. Just an update on the sportster that I'm doing. I've relaced the front wheel, so I ended up getting some spokes. These spokes Mike ordered, but they were the wrong ones, so I've ordered the right ones for him. These happen to be the right one for this rim. So, progress, it started. I have to true it up still. I've only just really laced it up and sort of got to measure. You've got to actually measure distance from where the brake caliper, the brake disc to the outside edge of the rim. From there to there, it's supposed to be about, well, it says 1/4 inch, which equates to 6.35 millimeters. So as long as it gets pretty close to that, we'll be okay that way. For the hub central, it's got to be offset more that way, so it's got to go that way a bit more. But and then once that's close, then we can start doing the radial run out, which will be that way. And then once that's close and pretty, like, you get it as close as you can, even if it takes a day to get it perfect, and then you can do the side lateral run out that way, which I will probably won't record that because it'll probably be it'll be a bit of a painstaking task. It'll take ages. I might set the camera up just on a time lapse just for something different, just for shits and gigs. And I have got some other parts now. I've got a set of handlebars. I've got a brake pedal, which I was wondering how I was going to get one of them. I actually sourced one of them from a shop in Adelaide. K&M Motorcycles. He had quite a few bits for me, so that was great. And I've also got the fork seal kits, the rubber boots, and O-rings to rebuild those forks, which I'll do maybe tomorrow or sometime. It depends how long this wheel takes. If it only takes me a couple of hours to true this up, then great, I'll just start doing the forks. But anyway, I'll sign off for now. That's the rim ready to go. It's an update on the Sportster. I managed to get some second-hand bars that are in way better condition than the originals. The risers are still, I think I'm going to get them chromed eventually. As you can see, I've got the forks off. I've just laced the front wheel with new stainless steel spokes. The rim was a bit pitted, but unless you're really fussy, you're not going to pick it. Again, later on down the track, depending on how this truing up of the wheel goes, is whether or not I'll strip it apart, maybe down the track, and we might do rechrome it, send it off to the platers. But, you know, I just want to get it, as I said before, just get it back together, get it neat, get it running. I've decided to get the tins painted, so the tank, the rear guard, the front guard, and the oil tank are actually going to be painted. They're away at the moment getting prepared for that. And I'll give the guy a plug once the job's done, just because I think it's just, he's doing it for a good price for me, so doing it a bit of a mates rates type thing scenario. It's coming along really well. I'm really impressed with how good it's going. The forks, I've got the seals for that, so I'll rebuild them sometime, and then put it all back together. I'm just going to, because when I painted it before, I couldn't access this because everything was in the way, so I might just give that a coat of paint as well, do a clean up coat of paint. Put the bars, set the bars up. I've got some new mirrors. They're just generic ones, but for now they'll do until I decide what I'm going to do later on. I kind of like the old school look because the mirrors are kind of like old, like suit the bike. They're from that sort of era. So anyway, that's the progress so far. I will set up the GoPro to do some time lapse when I'm doing the truing of the wheel, just to see how I do that and see how long that actually takes. So it could take me friggin' days, I don't know. I'm about to tackle that, just see how that goes. I've just got to make a makeshift axle stands up with the axle just so I can get the wheel on there. But anyway, I'll sign off and we'll catch you down the track. Alrighty, adios from Woody's shed. What a fucking mess. But anyway, we're not here for that. Adios, amigos. Alright, dickhead me, I forgot to actually press record on the GoPro to watch me tune up these wheels, or this rim should I say. If you look, I've been working on it for probably about maybe 3/4 of an hour. Don't know whether you can see, but it's pretty damn close. It's almost dial indicator ready. That way's still got a little bit of chewing, but as you can see, that's pretty good. Like it's got a little bit of run out still, but I'm getting there. I measured the hub in, and it was about 5 mil, 6 mil, so it was close. I don't think I will check it. I'll have to check it again anyway, but I'm going to do that now because it might be out now. But it's one of those things you sort of get one area right, and then you've got to fuck around with the other bit, stuff around with the other bit. I'm just going to clamp in my vice. It's a bit archaic, but it will work. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, I've got shit everywhere again. But to measure the actual hub distance, what I'm doing, I'll just turn the radio off because it's fucking annoying. I've got my straight edge, and we measure from the brake, where the brake rotor sits, and need 3 hands in here. From there to the rim, and I know this straight edge is 50 millimeters in width. So we're looking at it's actually a bit out now. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's got to go. The gap is only like 54, which is less, about 2 mils less than it needs to be. So yeah. Anyway. I'm not going to record me doing that because, like I said, it takes hours. Like I've spent 45 minutes to get to that phase, and it's no longer wobbling. It's a bit painstaking, and yeah, you've got to get the hub distance right. So I'll keep working on that. But anyway, right. So to get it that way, we've got to actually piss it out now. So to get it to come, we've got to release. Let's go that way. So we've got to release that side and pull in this side. So we start the valve. So we release this side. This is where the fucking rain comes, but you've got to make sure you get it right.
Bam bam, mon ça se passe, j'ai sur mon lit à bouffer sa langue en buvant trop mon whisky. Quant à moi, peu dormi, vie débris, mais j'ai dû dormir dans la gouttière où j'ai eu un flash. En 4 couleurs. Allez hop, un matin, une loulou.
Fuck, I've gone too far. Way too far now. Fuck. So I'm gonna go the other way now. Fucking idiot. Gone too far. Alright, so now, so we want to loosen these now.
T'es venu chez moi, poupée de cellophane, cheveux chinois, un sparadrap, une gueule de bois, a bu ma bière dans un grand verre en caoutchouc, comme un indien dans son igloo. Ça plane pour moi, ça plane pour moi.
Pretty fucking close. to a different spot. Right, back on track, so that's perfectly aligned. Close there, so we're gonna pull these two and loosen these two. Realistically, it's a dick. It's so close, it's not funny. Ah, dear me. So your run out is 0.2 of a mil, which equates to not even 7th thou. I think the book calls for like 30th thou. So there you go. The side run out's really hard because the rim is a bit pitted and grindy. I'm still working on that, but we're getting there. I can see the rim's like that. It's not the rim that's out of whack. It's obviously this face here isn't concentric anymore. It's probably just warped. It's had a hard life, but that is quite a bit out. When I say quite a bit out, I mean if I can get it to. It's going all the way along, so there's not a lot I can do about that. I'm not getting it consistent on the dial. I mean, there you go. That's coming out this way a bit. So what I can do is we want to pull it. We want to pull it this way towards me. So you got to tighten this side, which is the rotor brake side. So you just pick the two spokes on the opposite side. And we just give them a little nip, and we're not talking much now, we're getting so close it's not funny. We basically, you're getting about 0.2 of a mil, maybe 0.3 at the most, maybe, see it spikes, you get a spike of 0.4 of a mil in just one spot, so I'm not trusting that as if that's the run out. That's probably just a dent in the whee. Oh, far out. Not enough grip on that. It's a bit of a shitty setup I've got, but it works. No, I think there's a small dent on the rim itself. It's trying to find a spot on the rim that's not so. See, if you look at that, it says 0.5 mil, but it's not consistent. It's like jumping around. So I think there's lots of dents in this, and it's causing the dial indicator just to dance about. It's not giving a true reading. I'm trying to find a spot on the rim that might be a bit more consistent. But at the end of the day, if you look at that run out there, that's 0.2 of a mil. Probably not even going to bother going any better than that, because on the phone, because I've got the manual, workshop manual on my phone, which I'm looking at. And if you look at this, let me get back to the task at hand. You probably can't see, but it's got a picture of the wheel, it's got a picture of the run out. It's saying, now that measurement, it's saying it was quarter of an inch, which equates to 6.35 millimeters. If I measure that with my edge and my verniers, where the freaking hell is it? As you can see, my shed's so organised. Not. But if I put that on there, we're getting 56. So it's a little bit at 0.3 of a mil. Really? You're gonna fucking get that concerned? So we've got 0.3 of a mil that way. We've got 0.3 of a mil that way. Not even 0.25. Oh, you could say 0.3 in certain spots. But if you look at it, how it's going, it's probably better than it ever was. So there you go. That's Woody's take on how to true up a wheel, and I must say, I had to go out and get another dial indicator because the other one was I couldn't find my mag base. Now that I've bought a new mag base, it'll turn up, and I bought a new dial. I knew that was stuffed. It was too hard to get. This is more for precision. It's still the same. Like every increment is 0.001 of a millimeter. Same with this dial. 0.001 is every single increment. So between 0 and say 10, 0.1 of a mil. And as you can see, the run out is pretty damn. You'd never get it any better than that. Not without machining the rim. And like I said, if you look by eye, and you know, to tell you the truth, by eye is probably just as accurate because your eye can pick up 0.2 of a mil. If you look at that, that's not even, you can't even pick it up. Like, that is that close. You tell me that's not good enough. Alright, so, yeah, so I think the next phase is you tighten up each spoke equally. What I'm going to do, just for my own reference, is we'll start at the valve stem, so the one just this side of the valve stem, I'll just put text on it, and we give it a bit of a tap test. I think the recommended rating is 60 inch-pounds of torque to tighten these up. Now I don't have a way of doing that, so old school way, they're not too bad, they're pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go each spoke, I'm going to go like an eighth of a turn. So one, that's 42. 2.
Ça plane pour moi, ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour moi. Allez hop, la nana, quelle panard, quelle vibration de s'envoyer sur le paillasson. Limé, ruiné, vidé, comblé. You are the king of the divan, qu'elle me dit en passant. I am the king of the divan. Ça plane pour moi, ça plane pour moi.
I'm fucking wrapped. What you got to do now is grind some of these off because they're a bit high. perfect. Fucking mozzies, man. That's it, she's done. Alright, looks like we got it perfect. I've gone around tightening them all up, they're pretty tight. As you can see, there is a slight buckle in the rim. That's where I'm getting the run out. So maybe at some stage the guy hit a curb or something, or I don't know, ran over something, hit a big pothole, twisted the rim slightly. That's the only problem with using an old rim, but for what it is, I'm not going to be doing 200 miles an hour on the damn thing. It's a putt around town bike, and that is just a work of fucking art, if I don't say so myself. And how much would they charge to respoke a rim for you? I don't know. It's all time, and someone that does it all the time, they do it in like 10 minutes. I guess it's one of those things. Putting it together was a bit of a challenge in that the first 2 attempts, I realised that I had I actually don't know what I did wrong. I think I must have put a narrow or shallow and a shallow together, because each spoke, there's 40 spokes in total. There's 20 spokes with the long extension and the short, long and short basically. So I think I had 2 shorts next to each other, which I don't know how that happened, but I grin and bared it and I fucked around, and admittedly it wasn't that bad. I will certainly do it again. Not something that's impossible. Now obviously I'll make a better truing stand, because that's a bit, you know, it did the job, but it kind of was a bit agricultural. I'll weld something together later on. It's not like I'm going to be doing this very often anyway. I'm just doing it just to save myself some dough, and not only that, but to have the satisfaction of saying I've done it myself. Always a good thing when you're restoring something. So yeah, I've just got to clean up my mess now. But I'm happy with that. The back wheel I'm going to leave. I'm not going to do that right now. Down the track I probably will. The only thing left to do now is you have to grind some of these back that are sticking up, because obviously that will damage the tube. And I've also get some tape to put around here. That's what they recommend, just to make it smoother. I'll just get the angle grinder with a flat disc probably, and just buzz them down, make them smooth, make them lovely. Get a tyre fitted to it, and then after about, I don't know, after I've ridden it the first time on the road, maybe a couple of miles, to come back and just retension those spokes. Check every so often, just to make sure they haven't come loose. Some of them are super tight, some of them aren't so tight, but it's running true. All I've done is pulled the ones that are a little bit loose, just pulled them up so they're actually nipped, and should be okay. I don't see them coming loose, but you've always got to check them once when you've relaced the wheel. Obviously, having weight on it, tension on it, a bit of movement when it's ridden along the road, a few bumps, it might loosen the loose ones a bit more. So you just have to tweak them a bit. So there you have it. One laced rim from stop to go, and yeah, really happy with the way it turned out. The hub, I polished that up. As you can see, it was a rat shit job before. I'll put some photos up of what it looked like before, so you can actually see the difference. I'm going to take some photos now of the rim, just so that you can see. But transformation, stainless steel spokes. Do yourself a favour. I got these off of mate. He got them off of a guy on Gumtree called Bart. I ordered mine from Easy R in Queensland. But Buchanan spokes, nipples, and they're all stainless steel nipples and spokes. They give you the grease to go with them. I don't necessarily have to do a tutorial on it. There's a really good one on YouTube. His name's Pacific Mike. If you want to look, he's a bit long in the tooth. He's an American, but absolutely brilliant, comprehensive, detailed description of how to put them together, including the other hubs, the Star hubs for the back wheel. And there is a few different variations of these hubs. Get onto your model of bike, Harley Davidson PDFs. You can download them with your manual. Gives you all the specs, gives you all the measurements. Some bikes, they measure it from different parts, but on this particular 75 and onward Sportster models with the shallow rims, you measure it from where the brake rotor bolts on to the face of the rim. And like I say, it gives you a reading of 1/4 of an inch for these ones, and if you've got an aluminium rim, I think it's 1/8. So you're looking at 3.1 millimeters to 6 for the aluminium. For the steel rims, after 1975, it's 6.35 millimeters in the new terms, just for the older, younger generation that don't understand imperial. But yeah, so there you go. Not impossible. Really good. Really good. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Bye bye.